All right, welcome back to the Sideline Podcast. This week, we're going to talk a little golf.
Yes.
All right. So Mark, you start us off with this because this was your idea to go into. You had a little plan for today's conversation, so talk to us.
I'm kind of excited. This
this golf season really
season.
Getting off. So
Yep. And last week, the last couple of weeks, we got the Genesis coming this week. Last week, great event, Pebble Beach. You saw George Spieth almost fell off the cliff. That was interesting. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw that, but they showed how close he actually was. It's pretty freaky when they stand up there. The guys that are kind of showing it don't even want to stand next to that cliff because it's so just one little slip. You could fall
70 feet. That's where he was. It was 70. And the crazy thing is, you watch him. They say you usually follow through a swing. He was going backwards on a swing, and then he started running immediately. He was so terrified to fall off that cliff. But
I don't even remember where did the shot go. I
he
guess
hit a decent shot. He hit it over out into the fairway, I believe. I think he was just trying to hit something to lay up. He wasn't really trying to get aggressive with it.
Yeah, I'm hoping old Jordan has a good season. I like Jordan.
Yeah, that group of guys, when they go well, I think golf is kind of at its peak right now. Like, you've got your JT, your Jordan Spieth, like obviously Scotty's in there, Rory. Those guys are the most common names that people recognize. I think it's good. Obviously, you want that competition from other players, the up and comings, and some of those old timers that are trying to break through. But when those big names are going, I think it's even better for the game of golf.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, definitely.
My one thing I didn't understand, and maybe you guys can explain it, because they say it's the Pro-Am. Common sense says they each played with an amateur, but they literally never showed anybody but the pros.
Did they on Thursday, Friday? I mean, I saw some highlights of like Kelsey and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
they don't do that. That when the event starts, they don't do that.
So I wasn't sure if it was one of those where they each play with the amateur and their scores are combined.
I'm pretty sure that's only on Wednesday that they have
the standard Pro-Am, just like they do other tournaments. Yeah.
Okay. So because they kept talking about it, they never say that for any other tournament. But they call it the AT&T Pro-Am or whatever. And
So good point. So we got a big season. Who you like this year? Talk about that.
I think we need to. I had challenged you guys to come up with a few sleepers, and what I'm most interested in this year with the majors to see who you think is going to break out, who's going to win their first major. There's a few guys, as we know. I mean, Tommy Fleetwood comes to mind. Guys that have been up there in the top 10 in the majors so often, but they never have won it. So I'm going to ask you guys that. In fact, I guess we can do majors right now if you want.
You want to go with the majors first?
Let's go majors.
All right, Scotty, who you got winning it? Who do you think wins their first major?
Year that you think is going to break through?
Well, I did a little futures bet on DraftKings and said Scotty Scheffler would win exactly one major this year. That's it. I got him for one. I think he's the best player in golf. I think he's going to win one major. Which one? I'm not sure. But I think he wins the major.
It's not the Masters. I don't think Scotty wins the Masters.
Yeah.
Okay, so that leaves three.
You want me to give you three people? I think.
No, but I'm saying that leaves only three chances for one of these other guys to break through. If you think Scotty's going to win one of them, which I do too.
He has. It's not going to be. You're saying to win their first major. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to go with.
I can preface this, Scott.
I can go with Maverick McNeely.
All right.
I think he's been playing well and hanging around, making cuts, doing well. That's kind of a long shot, I know, but he's got a well-rounded game. Young. I think he's going to come on. He's playing well.
You want to hear the guy that has been bouncing around? I looked this up. That has been in the top 10 more than anybody else with the most money won on tour. Matt Kuchar, $61 million. That guy's won. He's been top 10 on majors 12 times.
And he never won one?
Never won one.
Yeah, I can say he ain't going to win one this year.
No, and he's off the list.
He's done. Yeah.
Poor old Matt. Sorry, Matt Kuchar. You're off the list, Cooch.
Yeah. How about you, Zach?
Well, we talked a little bit off air about guys I'm looking forward to watching, and I think one of those guys also gets his first major, and I'm going to go with Ludwig Oberg. He struggled early last year, but he found his groove the second half of the season, and he's been in the fight. He won his first tournament last year, and I just think his game's pretty well rounded, and I think he's come into form. Again, he's off to a little bit of a slow start. He's top 50, but he hasn't really got up there. But last year his start was, I think he missed like 7 cuts out of like the first 10 or 11 tournaments. So it's a really slow start, but once he got kicked it into high gear, he really was in most of those tournaments late. So including some of those majors. So I think he can crack it and get his first major this year.
I like it. It's a good choice.
Did you go with Tommy Fleetwood?
Negative. I'm afraid Fleetwood's not going to do it this year. If I was a gambling man, I'd say, I mean, he had just to win the FedEx last year was huge, and it was nice to see him do that. But I don't know. Even watching him the last couple weeks, he's been playing pretty well in the last few tournaments. I think he only played one, right? Last week.
Yep.
I mean, he looks good, but I just don't see him winning it. My guy this year, a guy that's won $54 million on tour. He's got the most top tens of any other player in major history. 13 top 10 finishes, never won. Ricky Fowler.
Yeah.
Ricky's been playing well. He played well last week. Mm-hmm. He's listed as number 69 in the world rankings. So he's not one of these guys that is threatening anybody. But he seems consistently, now he's improving. Now he's kind of getting a routine. He's got a couple kids. He's all...
A few years ago, remember he had little runs. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, at the end of the season, he's playing really well.
Yeah, when he won the Rocket Mortgage. That was 24, right?
Yeah. And what major was it? It must have been the U.S. Open, or at the time, I forget what it was. He was competing. He was right there. He didn't win it. And then he's kind of falling back off a little bit, but maybe you're right.
He went through that stretch where he wasn't even eligible to play in the majors. Yeah. Right? Like he lost the exemption for participation in it because he hadn't won. So
in the Masters, remember he didn't play in the Masters a few years.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. So there you go. Well, so
I like that pick. Normally, I give you a lot of crap, Mark, for your picks, but I think Ricky's going to have a good year. Right. I think he started to play a little bit better towards the end of last year, and I don't know if he wins a major, but I just like to see him compete and win a tournament or two, or at least get some top fives there. So I think he's got a chance. He seems like he's putting it together a little bit.
I'm hoping Ricky's watching the show because he's going to see that I even supported with Oklahoma State. And go Cowboys. Maybe a little autographed picture for the set here would be nice, Ricky.
Didn't Ludwig Aberg go to Oklahoma State as well?
He did.
Yeah, so you're supporting both those picks.
Here's my question. I didn't do much research on it. So we got Augusta, obviously. Where are they this year? Where are the other majors this year? What courses we got? So you got the Open. Where are they going? What cycle are we
I didn't
at?
check them either.
You'll have to do a little research, Mark. And
we're gonna have to do a little research because we're talking here.
I think that affects it a little bit too.
Yeah.
Are we finally back to St. Andrews for the Open? I
don't think so. Not yet.
What is it? 4 or 5 courses again?
It's 5.
Five
I think
courses,
about every
right?
5 years they get there.
So
Here you go. Here they are. PGA Championship is Aeronomic Golf Club, May 14th to 17th.
Where's that?
Don't know. U.S. Open is at Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. That's New York, right?
Right.
And then the Open Championship is Royal Birkdale.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to know where I think
it's on the west coast somewhere.
Aeronimic?
So
yeah, I think that does make a big difference. I mean, some other players I'm looking at this year that I could have easily picked for that. I just kind of threw one of my big 3 out there, like somewhat sleepers, not any guys in the top 10 or so. I think Sam Burns has a chance this year. I think his game is there. Great putter.
Yeah, decent little Ryder Cup too. He was pretty competitive in there.
And I think Fitzpatrick's been playing well.
I'm a big Fitzpatrick fan with you. We talked about it last year around the Ryder Cup time. He could play. He's just, it seems like he has a little bit of a mental breakdown late sometimes. And it's tough with a guy like Scotty Scheffler doing, we've talked about it off air, what he's done the last couple tournaments, starting 10 strokes behind, going over par, and that guy can put that kind of pressure on you. You saw what it did to a veteran like Hideki Matsuyama, right? And so you can, understandably so, we talk about some pressures when we're trying to break 80 and these guys are on a stage trying to make tens of millions of dollars, and some of that pressure can get to you, and once you break through and get that feeling, it's a little different. But
I was trying to break 100 and the pressure was mounting as we were getting to the 18th and I needed to triple.
And you had a quad.
That's right.
Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you think there's a chance that anybody from LIV will win a major this year? Bryson, John Rahm? What do you think? Yes or no?
Absolutely yes. In fact, those 2 guys could do it. And I mean, Bryson's always that guy. He's the wild card because he comes to play in those events, and he's got, depending on how the courses lay out for him, he's a scary player to me because once he gets on a roll, he seems to be locked in. He can go the other direction where that driver's everywhere, but And he looks pretty good. I think Liv, he was what? He went into the last round. He and Rom were winning. Ended up getting beaten by Anthony Kim. But yeah, he's looking pretty good this year.
I don't think so. I don't think either one of them wins.
Anybody else on Liv?
No. Well, if anybody had a chance to win, it's those two guys. I don't think there's any other golfer on Liv that competes with these guys if they get a chance to qualify for the majors. I don't see it happening. Bryson, I think Rahm's game is a little better, right? But his problem is he struggled because he doesn't play as frequently, right? Like he looked really good, and I think I was probably more disappointed in him leaving for Liv than Bryson. And I think the YouTube and things like that have drawn me into Bryson a little bit. And John Rahm's kind of taken a back seat with Liv. He's kind of disappeared from the forefront, but his game, I like his game a little more than Bryson for some of these majors because you can't just go grip it and rip it, right? Yeah. Like they try to challenge you as much as possible on these. Maybe the Open Championship across the pond, Bryson can just go on the links course, go let it rip, and he finds his ball and he can play it. But some of these other courses on the majors here in the States, I mean, they want more control. They're trying to test these guys on making sure that they play shots. So I just don't see either one of them doing it. But if I had to say, I would say Rahm has the better chance.
I like both those guys. Rahm played so good in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
He was on fire there. Unbelievable. Some of the best golf I've ever seen played, frankly, was Rahm this past Ryder Cup. He was clutch every time. Like, if the Americans had a putt, he put one right on top of it. Just bury it,
I think both of those guys will be in the PGA Tour next year.
You think so?
I think after 2026, I think they'll be back.
Just look at the roster for the Live players. It's boring. I mean, you get down to the first few guys, and now that a couple of them have come back to PGA, it's just boring. And Anthony Kim, I mean, he, for all intents and purposes, probably shouldn't have been playing professional golf anymore, much less he was like number 5. I think he started, he was last place, multiple tournaments that he played in, getting smoked. The fact that he did so well is pretty cool for that guy, given all of his troubles and challenges.
But for him to win, I'm telling you right now, if you put Anthony Kim on the PGA Tour, he does not win a golf tournament.
Oh, there's no chance.
So,
there's too many people. You got a limited field. It just worked out right. Everything went right.
Everything played out. And not to knock him, because it's a great feat to come back from everything he did, but it just goes to show that the Live isn't everything everybody's made it out to be. It's just throwing money at some golfers, and those golfers they threw a lot of money at. The two biggest names walked away from it. And I'm pretty sure the other two, because everything was hyped on Bryson signing that new contract. And last time I checked, he hasn't put his name on paper. So his contract ends at the end of 2026. And I don't see him sticking around.
I'm with you. I think he comes back.
I hope he does. I mean, selfishly, I like everybody, all the big names and the players playing on the same tour, so.
Okay, let's hear it. So your sleepers, the all-in sleepers. If you were going to pick a couple of guys that are just off the radar right now, so even calling them sleepers is probably not fair, but just off the radar that people aren't talking about, that it's not the Rorys and the Scotties, and who do you think? Give me 3 names that you think are going to be those guys to watch this year.
Well, I'll go because 2 of my guys have already talked. We said Ricky Fowler. We're both on the same page with that. And I said Ludwig. I think he wins his first major, and I think he has a pretty solid year. My other one, I'm going to go Cam Young. Again, he got a chance. He got that experience in the Ryder Cup, got to play some of that competition, and that's a beast to not only get selected for and then compete. And that's a different world of golf there in the Ryder Cup. And I think he looked pretty solid there, and I just think he got a win last year, and I think he gets at least another one this year. So, what do you got, Scotty?
Those are borderline off the radar. Those are all pretty big guys. Outside of Ricky, I mean, he's ranked pretty low. So I said Maverick McNeely already, and he's going up the rankings because he's been playing well. So I don't know if he's off the radar or not, but he's certainly not as big a name as some of the guys right now. Hopefully he'll get there for him. The other one I'm going to say is Jake Knapp.
Loved his game.
He's a good player. I feel like he is destined for a breakthrough at some point.
He's a little bit of a head case, doesn't he? He seems like his emotions get the best of him.
Well, I think sometimes that can help. Remember John Rahm back in the day breaking clubs and getting so mad and shit.
Well, I mean, you can talk if you want to talk about a head case. Jordan Spieth is one of those.
He's been,
Well,
it's unfortunate.
That's what I'll go with, Mark. Answer your question. I would like to follow those guys this year. Hopefully they'll break through.
And speaking of head case, aren't we all like the game? I mean, frustrating as all get out.
But you look at a guy like Maverick. I mean, that guy is smiling all the time. Oberg is smiling all the time.
There are some guys that just handle it.
Yeah, they just handle it right.
I wonder what they're internalizing, though, what they're saying on the inside.
That's right.
Or off camera.
Yeah. I got two guys, and I'm going to tell you to watch for. Last year was my Goddard up year. And this year, I mean, he's just, whether he can maintain, who knows. But he's a heck of a player. This year, I'm going Thigala. Thigala's been kind of off the radar now for 2 years, and he's a terrific player. And he looks, even though he started strong last week, had a couple of really strong rounds, and he kind of petered out toward the end, still in the, he was like 7 back, I think, of the lead. But he looks good. He looks like he's getting it back together. So he's one to watch. My guy that is going to break through this year, Pearson Coody, University of Texas.
There you go. That is the pull right there. I like that.
Okay, so this is a sleeper. I wouldn't. I saw that guy's name on the board last week or 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Who is this guy?"
Wait a second. If I said, did I say earlier, Ricky Valent? I meant to say University of Texas. Pearson, if you're watching,
it's a little different orange.
Pearson's dad was a professional, and his grandfather was a professional. Charles Coody played on tour. Probably wouldn't back in your day, Scotty.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my
There's
my
a
guy.
good picture right there.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to the season.
I can't wait for it to kick off. What are we? 6 weeks?
It's already kicked off. Really,
really get into it. What are we? 6 weeks from the Masters? About that first week of April. Did you also see, before we wrap this up, did you see some of the new things they're trying to institute by next year, where they're going to try to make the players a major?
They keep talking about it.
So that the commissioner was saying it that there's a push to make that one potentially the 5th major, and they want to move another tournament back to August. So they're trying to really capitalize. They're going to make some more changes, and I think it's in an attempt to lure some of those other guys back. But they really want to capitalize on that summer stretch where it's the dog days of baseball, and that 162 game schedule can be a bit much for some people. So when there's not a lot of other sports going on, they want to capitalize on it. So I think there's some more changes coming to the PGA with the potential for another quote unquote major, and then really ramping up that June through August timeframe. Well,
I like it.
Yeah,
I would be all in favor.
They're really going to capitalize on the TV market too. So I think they're going to try to televise it a little more, because that's the one thing I hate. You get a couple hours on it. If it's not Saturday and Sunday, right? You're not getting a whole lot on national television. So
yeah, but even the players is like a major every year. I mean,
it is. Everybody plays.
Yeah,
and
it's a big one, and there's a lot of money in it. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens as they try to solidify golf and make the improvements. I mean, the money keeps jumping, so.
Yeah, it sure does. It really does.
Yeah.
We're good.
It's going to be a good year.
All right.
Hopefully we can get back out here in Washington, D.C. We've still got snow on the ground.
Yeah, hopefully by March. First week of March. Our dear friend Billy will be in town, so hopefully we can get out and play with him.
Yep.
So
we're going to try.
All right.
But thanks for checking us out. This is our little golf episode as golf season really gets to kick off in full swing. Check us out next week. We'll be talking a little bit about March Madness as we get in the home stretch of college basketball.
Let us know in the comments your thoughts on sleepers as well. I'd like to know.
Yeah, let us know. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at CY Sideline Podcast. Thanks for watching.